If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 5 of the Career Mode RTG, the return to glory with Nottingham Forest. We start with a game in the Championship, our first game of the season in fact, or first competitive game of the season at least, at home against Hull City. Now we mentioned in the previous couple of episodes, this was kind of going to be a tester as to what sort of level we'll be playing at with the squad that we have right now this year in the Championship. Hull City obviously just come back down from the Barclays Premier League. In real life they're having a decent season. They've still got a pretty strong squad for this level, considering they haven't really sold that many players from their year in the BPL. They've still got Abel Hernandez up top, still got Mo Diame and Jake Livermore and David Mailer in the midfield, Robert Snodgrass on the right hand side, Al Mohammadi at right back, Michael Turner at centre back. So it's still a really good squad actually. Mo Diame has a shot from distance there, only goes as far as Jack Hobbs, who takes it past the defender, or past the attacker, sorry, tries to clip it to Chris Burke, doesn't get there, and then, well, that was just a superb turn from Abel Hernandez, to be completely honest. Completely sold the defender. I thought he was going to either lay it back or take a touch and then try and turn. He didn't. He just let it run past him and turned with it, which completely sold me. And as it turns out, it was slightly more difficult than we were expecting. Immediately, we're pegged back to 1-0 down. We haven't had that happen to us in pre-season. We've conceded a few goals, but we've not necessarily been completely sewn up inside 3 minutes like that. We were close to coming to level terms there after 8 minutes, thanks to Nelson Oliveira. Good save by the goalkeeper though. Oliveira involved again down the right hand side here. Turns back inside in towards the box. Crunched by Klukas. But we wasn't sure at this particular moment in time whether it was inside or outside the box. Unfortunately, it was just outside the box. Henry Lansbury though is going to drill it into the middle. And there's Chris Burke just waiting, holding off the defender behind him to steer it into that top right hand corner. A fellow Ginger scores our first goal of the competitive season. Rather apt, I feel, against a side that are playing in a colour that could be described as ginger-esque. But nice through ball here for Abel Hernandez. He's quite quick, gets on the end of it, turns it back into the middle, and Klukas, that gave away that free kick, almost put them back in front there with a rather nice diving header that, unfortunately for him, hit the side netting and didn't go into the back of the net. So, half an hour in, plenty of chances in this one so far. Very end-to-end start to the Championship season. Henry Lansbury to Burke, Burke back to Lansbury, who's in a bit of space in the box and finishes very well indeed. You guys in the comment section have told me time and time again to ensure that Henry Lansbury plays a lot of football. He's my captain right now, and he scores a great goal there to give us a 2-1 lead. Into the second half we go, immediately from kickoff. They work an opportunity here, and a good save by Doris de Vries. Mancien took his time to react to that, and eventually just leant backwards and hooked it away before the onrushing Hull City attacker could get there to put it into the back of the net. Andrew Robertson down the left-hand side, another player actually that you guys told me to have a look at this season. We ended up bringing in Joe Gomez on loan instead. Jake Livermore is here in the middle of the park, into Abel Hernandez to Diame, who does have a very good shot from distance. Scored an absolute belter for Hull on his debut in the BPL last year from distance as well. In fact, did he score 2 goals on his debut? I can't quite remember. I know he scored an absolute cracker. But anyway, we're pushing deeper into the second half now. Britta Sombolonga shrugs off not 1 but 2 tackles. Turns, has the shot, but he can't get it inside the net. It bounces off the underside of the bar and away, unfortunately, rather than down into the back of the goal. But luckily for us, that was all she wrote for the end of that game. We get 3 points in our opening game in the Championship, but that was by no means an easy game whatsoever. We are up for the challenge though in the Championship this season. Dexter Blackstock has left us. He's moved on for £400,000. We are still trying to work out a deal with Renato Sanchez. He's my preferred potential midfielder signing over Lewis Cook, who we're obviously talking to currently from Leeds. We are though confirming the signing of Olivier Boscali from Nice, not from Lille as I mistakenly said in the previous episode. Still stalling on Lewis Cook though, as you can see there, and still stalling on Dominic Iorfa. Both deals are confirmed. However, I would prefer the guy from Benfica at centre mid, and I would prefer the guy from Leeds, Sam Byram, awkwardly enough, as we reject Lewis Cook, to come in as my potential kind of rotation right back. I want Eric Lehigh to be my number 1 right back for now, but Sam Byram has great potential, and he can play at right mid and right back, so it suits perfectly, especially considering Chris Burke on the right hand side of midfield. He's not that old, but he's not that young. I think he's 28 or 29, so he could do a good job for us this season. But but Sam Byron will eventually be his replacement on the right-hand side, hoping to get some good growth out of him this year if he will accept that contract, that is. As you can see, though, we're into the second game of the episode. Away from home this time at the Reebok against Bolton Wanderers. This one is in the Capital One Cup. Bolton are in the Championship as well, though, so again, it's going to be a good test to see where this squad is at, especially considering, as you saw from the starting lineup, we're playing a couple of different players. Robert Tesh starts, we've got Cornet up top, Ali Adnan starting on the left-hand side. Cornet's actually going to get played in here by Ali Adnan, plays the 1-2. I tried to dink it over the keeper, hoping he'd go to ground. Unfortunately, he didn't do what I wanted him to there and stayed on his feet and made a good save. Neil Danzo whips in this corner, and there's Liam Feeney with a first-time volley straight into the back of the net. Not a bad strike. We'll see a replay of that. The defenders weren't able to react quickly enough, and it was good technique actually. He just found himself in a bit of space, just stood there, planted his left foot and swang a right foot at it. Into the back of the net it goes. Bolton are 1-0 up. A little bit lucky to keep hold of possession there. Overhit that pass slightly. Eric Lehigh though gets it down the right hand side to Jamie Patterson, who's starting on the right side for this game rather than Chris Burke. Then in goes Cornet, played through by Tesh. I was told it was Tesh rather than Tesha, as I've been calling him previously. But anyway, Cornet scores the goal. And on the same day you saw the episode of me signing him, earlier on in the week, on Wednesday, he scored a goal for Leon in real life. So it seems like it was a rather perfect time to sign him if he's going to be getting a little bit of a spotlight now at Leon. But we unfortunately go 2-1 down there thanks to a good strike from Liam Feeney. So he scored twice against us now. We come close to getting a header on target there, but it took a deflection. It will be another corner. Bolton on the defensive here. Henry Lansbury to stand it up into the middle again. Tesh underneath it, but the keeper's punched it clear. Drops to Olivier Buscali. He gets wiped out from behind. That is a penalty to Nottingham Forest. And after going after going 1-0 up and then bringing it us bringing it back to 1-1, then going 2-1 up, both goals from Liam Feeney. Guess who it was that gave away the foul to give us the penalty, to give us the chance to equalise again? Yep, Liam Feeney. Hero turned villain. Henry Lansbury steps up, buries the shot into the back of the net. He has been fantastic for me. Really, like I said earlier, you guys want me to play him, and I can see why, because he's been world class for us actually so far this season. Scored a lot of goals as well. A couple of them have been penalties, but he seems to score more often than he doesn't at present, so really pleased with his involvement. Joe Gomez gets played in here by Cornet, the young Frenchman on loan from Lyon, drills it across to Nelson Oliveira at the back post, who's just come on as a substitute. 10 minutes to go. We are 3-2 in front and ahead for the first time. Bolton though want to have something to say about that. Shola Amiobi came off the bench to have a shot, but it was well blocked. Time for a counter-attack. Nelson Oliveira, you see the man in space on the far side. It's Ali Adnan. Almost got an assist to Cornet earlier on in the game. He's going to turn inside the defender here, burst into the box, lays it across to Andy Reid, who gets lucky there with stealing it off the defender, but a good finish nonetheless once he's stolen it off him. That gives us a 4-2 lead. And then again, Bolton continue to come forward. They never ever stopped flying towards the goal. Bolton, fair play to them. Even at 4-2 down, they still kept throwing bodies forward, and it paid off. They got one back. Walker with a really good finish there actually to get it in off the underside of the bar. Unfortunately for them though, they weren't going to score another one. We get a 4-3 win in the Capital One Cup. So both games to start our season off have been A, very competitive. We haven't walked it by any stretch, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty entertaining season, and B, I'm pleased to have come away with 2 victories in 2 tough games. We are confirming the signing of the youngster from Benfica. Lewis Cook then will be rejected. Dominic Iorfa we are still stalling on, waiting to hear the verdict from Sam Byron. Now, we have a lot of central midfielders at the club already, but I have brought in the youngster Sanchez from Benfica, which means we definitely want to move on at least one more midfielder. Now, David Vaughan is 32 years old, as you can see. We're going to put him on the transfer list. Ben Osborne is only 64 rated or 65 rated, but he's only 21 years of age, so could have put him on the loan list rather than shipping him out, but I'm unsure what to do with Tesh. As you can see, we're cancelling or terminating Liam Trotter's loan, so he's gone back to his parent club, and I'm unsure what to do with Tesh. I don't know whether to try and move him on or to keep him. I really haven't decided yet, but Sam Byram accepted the contract offer. He is coming into the club, which means we will then reject the deal for Dominic Iorfa. We have a rotation right back in Byram now, and obviously he can play the right side of midfield as well. We've still got a busy month left to go though. There's plenty of football to be played before we get to the end of the transfer window, and there's plenty of potential transfers still to be done. I'm probably going to make sure that I sell some more players before we bring any more in, because we already have a rather large squad, so we don't want to overfill ourselves or overstock on players and then end up not being able to keep people happy. So players that we don't necessarily want to get let go end up becoming disgruntled and disillusioned with life at Forest and want to leave. So it's kind of a balancing act now with having enough players for rotation but having few enough players to be able to keep everybody happy. We are, though, after one game, sat in the playoffs in 6th, so decent start to the season, I think. A win in the league, a win in the cup, and we'll see what happens in tomorrow's episode with a game against Sheffield Wednesday, who drew their opening game 2-2 against Blackburn Rovers, as you can see there. So that's going to be all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Check the channel page for the Valencia episode that went up earlier on today. Check the channel page for the any episode in this series if you've missed it, just to catch up, or the first episode of Season 3 of the My Player that went up last night as well. Obviously, I'll be streaming over on Twitch tonight as well, so check the link in the description to that, and follow me on Twitter. All links to social media and to the Twitch channel are in the description down below, as well as a link to the No Identity merchandise store as well, if you'd like to pick yourself up a t-shirt just in time for Christmas. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.